You know, I'm curious if the celebrities in Los Angeles are the same as you and me. I mean, deep down.
Like they walk around with toilet paper out of the back of their pants and they roll their cars into fire hydrants.
Do they show up with tags on their suits? Idiot. Laura Vorreyer has written a new book. It's called The Pet Sitter's Tale. And she's a longtime professional pet sitter to the stars. I bet she has a lot of stories she can't say on the air, but we're going to see what she can talk about. She's an expert in pet behavior and pet care, has looked after dogs, cats, bunnies, birds, reptiles, fish, llamas, even a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig.
Oh, boy.
Wonder who had that.
Who had a pig for a while? Was it Brad Pitt or the guy from 90210? The guy from 902. Well, I don't know. Maybe Laura knows.
Yeah. She's on the line.
Hi, Laura.
Hi. Thanks for having me on.
Wait, was it the guy from 90210 who had a pig for a while?
It was George Clooney.
George Clooney. Wow. Okay.
So did you take care of George's pig?
Oh, I wish I had.
That would have been awesome. How did you get into being pet sitter to the stars, Laura?
Oh, accidentally, like the best things in life. And came out to L.A. from Chicago over 10 years ago to be a makeup artist and just was struggling and started picking up side work as a dog walker and ran into Paula Poundstone one day. She asked me if I was a dog walker, and I said, I am now.
Opportunity right there.
Right, absolutely.
So she got things started. Then where did it go from there?
You know, because this was a while back, about 15 years ago, and people were not really walking dogs professionally. So I just really started making a real business out of it, made business cards, wrapped my card, got real professional, started marketing and advertising. And, you know, when you live in L.A., you just pick up celebrity clients. So after Paula Poundstone, I got a couple other big celebrities. I'd say my biggest was Dr. Dre.
Oh, cool. What kind of pet did Dr. Dre have?
You know, he had a couple big dogs, but he had a little French poodle named Ginger who was truly the love of my life. Very adorable.
Wow. Did you have to sign non-disclosure forms? Or, I mean, were any of the celebrities worried about you going out and babbling about specifics, what really happened?
Really. You know what? That's a good question. But no, not really. No one really asked me not to say anything. I mean, really, what can I say? I mean, they all have great pets, and they all treated me very lovely. So I have no dirt.
So we buy them crazy outfits. We buy them designer bags to travel in. They have, the rhinestone collars. I imagine for the celebrities, it's kind of 10 times what the regular pet lover does.
Oh, yeah, you said it. I mean, not just the clothes and the accessories, but also the dog houses, these crazy replica dog houses that are built to look like they're mansions with, working lights and elevators. It's insane.
Oh, there was not an elevator.
Elevators?
They had a little pulley for their dog that the kids could operate, so they could put the dog on the bottom floor and just kind of pull it so it went to the top floor. It was really adorable.
That's funny.
Good grief. Laura, what's the craziest instruction you've ever received from a celebrity client? Just curious.
Oh, I think probably to count out the dog kibbles 35 at a time.
Oh, come on.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I think a little people got a little crazy with the raw feeding and with making sure that their dogs adhered to a very strict diet. So counting out the kibbles and making sure that I counted out the kibbles, not guesstimate how many kibbles the dog was getting at every feeding.
Wow. Paula Poundstone, Dr. Dre. What other celebrity clients did you have, and what were their celebrity dogs?
Gabrielle Union. She had 2 pit bull mixes named Biggie and Smalls, and they were just wonderful dogs when she used to live out here in L.A. Oh. And S's Accent and Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. What did Jim Carrey have?
Oh, he had a rescue dog, and he had a rescue lab mix who he had rescued from a very sad situation, but the dog was hurt when he rescued her, and he rehabilitated the dog, rented a pool that the dog could swim in, got the dog physical therapy, spent a fortune on surgeries. Yeah, just just spared no expense to make sure that dog was happy and healthy. I mean, just really went overboard for the dog.
So the dogs aren't just accessories. They're like a part of the family, like they are for regular people, right? I mean, they really love their dogs.
Oh, absolutely. Furry children. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you said it. Yes, they're really an extension of the family, and they give you that unconditional love, so people just pour the love on their pets, definitely.
Okay, so what's like the most outrageous or most expensive or, you know, like craziest thing?
Most ostentatious thing you saw in L.A.?
Well, dogs that had their own drivers, and dogs that had their own drivers, they would go in, limos for paw spa days, and they would have their nails done, and they would get shampooed, and they would get tinted, and they would get these pink colors and purple covers,
tinted.
And tinted, right? They don't color their hair; they tint their hair. So, just having these paw spa days, which is just insanity. And then, of course, the dog weddings and dog birthday parties, just these lavish lifestyles of the pets. Crazy.
The bark mitzvahs.
Bark mitzvahs.
Bark mitzvahs?
I know a couple of friends who have bark mitzvahs. I'm sure they're not as, extensive as the Hollywood bark mitzvahs, but, I've been to a couple bark mitzvahs.
So, Laura,
I love that. That's hysterical.
Did your opinion of these L.A. stars, these movie stars, improve or get worse after your close encounter with their dogs?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I say probably stayed the same. Unfortunately, I've seen, the treatment of the pets sometimes be better than the treatment of the actual people. And that's a little disheartening when someone is treating their dog better than somebody who, is a human being that works for them.
Interesting.
And were they, I guess I'm asking a similar question. Were they kind to you? You were the pet sitter, so you were taking care of their beloved pet. Were they kind and respectful of you?
I would say mostly, yes. You're not really dealing with them that much directly. You deal with their helper, their assistants, or their estate managers, or, a house manager. So you're really literally not dealing that much directly with the actual celebrity. You deal with someone that they've hired. And in most cases, they're just like you, another person who is in the service industry trying to do their absolute best.
That's interesting to me. Again, you're dealing with staff, right? And they, can you talk just a little bit about how that works in a typical household?
Oh, absolutely. So, this is how you know you're going to get a celebrity client. Somebody will call you and say, I'm calling on behalf of my boss. And that's your clue. So the boss doesn't ever get on the phone and talk to you. Oh. And then they don't want to tell you the address and they don't want to tell you the name, but they want you to come to the house.
Sounds like a bad Craigslist scheme.
Absolutely. It's what a train wreck, right? And so then once you go and you get through the gate and the second gate, then you kind of realize okay, I see this is somebody who's going to be big. And then sometimes you run into paparazzi. So you're like, wow, this is going to be a big client. And then usually the assistant will come out and they'll introduce you to, the other assistants, and they never want to tell you who it really is. And then eventually you kind of ask the nanny, or, you'll get to know the person who opens the door, and finally you'll say who is it?
Who lives here? Yeah.
Whisper to you.
Funny.
Wow. So no regrets. It sounds like it was a good experience.
Oh, absolutely. And it still is. I still have your dog's best friend. That's my business out here, and we do boarding and pet sitting and dog walking and basic obedience training. So we're still in the thick of it, and I just love it. I just love the dogs so much. They're make my day joyful every single day.
Well, at least the dogs stayed humble, right? They didn't despite their elevators and their diamond collars and their drivers, right? They remained doggish.
Oh, absolutely. And thank goodness for that. I don't think I would have stayed in business so long if they got big heads. No, they don't know. They're just happy-go-lucky. They're just so happy to be rescued, or they're get out of whatever situations they had been in. They don't know from a celebrity. They're just happy to be out on their walk or in the dog park or in the limo.
And my opinion of Jim Carrey has gone up a couple more notches, too, with the rehabilitation what he did with that rescue dog. Holy cow.
Fantastic. So many people, they're just like us. Like you said, they love their pets just like family, and they're an extension of their family, and they're their furry children.
The pets are the only ones that don't judge them, right?
It's unconditional love, and,
right.
and that's why I think pets have such a near and dear place in our hearts, because they love us unconditionally. They don't judge.
Well, Laura, you've written an incredible book, a really fun book, The Pet Sitter's Tale. Laura Vorreyer, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on, and Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year to you. Wish you the best.